I am going to explain Spark RDD, how to create it, and what are the basic or the important actions. Okay, and if you are the beginner for the Spark, this video is very important. And if you want to know all the important actions of the RDD, then obviously you should watch this video complete. And this video is the complete hands-on. I'm going to start the coding from scratch, so you can just follow me and you can do the coding along with me. And one important thing, please don't forget to subscribe this channel. I'm going to upload many more videos on the Spark and data science. And if you want to tune with the video, please subscribe this channel. Let us start the coding. Please visit my previous video to know how to install Spark on the Windows machine and how to create the Spark environment. So as you know that Spark, when you start the coding in the Spark, you have to must create the Spark context. So Spark context to represent the connection of the Spark engine or the Spark cluster that we use to how to create the RDD, how to create the action, how to create the transformation. Every instruction is go through the Spark context. So, and for the one JVM, you can one Spark context start, and you must stop the activated Spark context if you create the new one. Okay, so let us start the coding now. So first you have to import. Okay, so first import the required libraries, and that is important for the Spark context. Now I'm going to explain what are the different way to create the Spark context. So this is the first way, a very easy way. What you have to do, you have to first create the Spark configuration and pass your application name, and that the where you are running. You are running Spark as a local or through the master, Mesos, or any other cluster environment. So I'm running the local, so I just give the local. Once you create the configuration, you have to start the Spark context and pass the configuration and run it. So now your start your Spark context is ready now, so we can do. And just let me check the what is the version, right? So yeah, so this is the 2.4.5. and if you want to get all the configuration, what configuration is there behind this is Spark context, so I say sc get conf and get all. This is a method by which you can get it. So it is showing that you have to use the application name, this one, and the local, everything. You can see that. So this is the one way. Another way to, before create another way, let me first stop it, right? And now we will do another way. Another way is very easy. We no need to pass the complete thing. It will take by default. So second way is that to create that, just do the Spark context. So whatever the by default configuration, it will take it. See, it is working fine. And if you check, it will show the same person number, right? So yeah, same person, just 2.4.5. and now if you see whatever the configuration it is showing, it might be different because it is taking the by default configuration. So you can check all those things, and let me show the some other way also how to do that. Okay, so before that, what you have to do, you have to first stop it, and we can do the other way. Other way is that you direct initiate the Spark context and pass the application name and the server name, right? In the case server is the local, so it should work. Now if you check the version number, you will get the same version number, 2.4.5. okay, and one thing, important thing, if you once you create the instances, you can visit the local host 4040. So if you, I am putting here, if you go, it will show that your Spark context is running somewhere. Let me show you. So 4040 is there. So you go here and you can see this is your Spark environment is ready, right? So you can watch all the activities what is going in your Spark contest. Let me come back here, and now this is the time to create the RDD. And you know what is the RDD? RDD is the resilient distributed data set, and it is immutable. So each RDD is the split into the multiple partitions. So we have the cluster environment in this Spark, right? So whatever you create the RDD, they goes the different partitions and the clusters for the distributions informations. So let me put that the RDD. What is the RDD? So you can check this. Okay, then no need to do that. And now let me show the picture what is the RDD actually. So RDD, we have the two important item. One is the transformation and second is the action. So let me talk a little bit about this. So what is, if you see in this diagram, this have the RDD. So RDD is the lazy operation. You can do so many transformation, it will not execute. The moment you call any action, then it will execute and it will give the result. So transformation means that in one RDD you can create another RDD, and you can create another RDD, right? And action is if you want to get the actual result. The moment you call the action, then it will execute all the information, so whatever transformations you have written that, right? So in this video I am going to explain what is the different kind of important action. So if you say we have this this is the important actions, correct, count by, so we are going to go one by one. And next video we will be talking about the what is the transformations. So what I will do, first I will create how to create the RDD and their important action, right? So what I will do, first I will create one small RDD, and this is the easiest way to create the small RDD. So what I did here, I just yeah, I use the Spark context and use the pairwise API. So it will create the RDD with all this the data what I have given that. So let me first execute it, and you can check what is the data type for this name, right? So it's showing the RDD. So this is the RDD. And how to see all the names? So we have the method correct. So once you do the correct, it will show all the name. What is this name? Okay. Another way is that I have given the same information in the, I create one file and I have given the same information in the text file, and this is a text file. I have created the imply.txt and given the same name. So in this way you can also do the same thing, right? So why I'm explaining is, means if you data in the any text file, how you can do it, right? So this is the first so this is the way we can create the RDD, right? So now let me do the some other action. If you do the first, so what it will do, it will show the first record. What is the first record, right? And another thing is that imply and do the count. Count will give the how many datas are there in that, right? If you want to see the top 5 if you top 5 record, so we have the another API top, whatever the number if you give, it will give the result. If you not pass the top, so it is required the number, okay? So you have to give how many record you want to know. And if you see, we have some duplicate record also, right? So if you see that we have the binode 2 times, other data is 2 times. So if you want to discard the duplicate data, so then you can use the imply, then you have to do the distinct APIs there, and then if you do the correct method, it will show the all the unique data. And if you want to know the count, how many count is there, so you can just put in the count. So this count, okay, so no, you can't do the both, so because both have the actions. So here you can see the count. So 8 is the unique data, right? Now to make the easy, what I will do, I will take some numbers to make the easy, for the easy purpose. We will take some numbers example to understand easy, right? So let me take some number, any number you can take. Let me some small number set. I have taken 5, 5, 4, 3, 9. You can take anything, right? And this is just as you showed that you can put the string or number anything here. And one important thing I am going to tell you, as we know that Spark RDD is the distributed data set, right? It can go the many partitions and the cluster. So if you want to know this RDD num, how many partition they have used, so we have the API put num uh, glom, and then put the. So now it is showing that it is the one partition. Now if you want to keep your data in two partition, then when you creating the data, that time you have to give the extra parameter. See, the difference between this line and this line is that I have given the extra parameter 2, means I am instructing to the Spark engine to keep this data in the two partition. Okay, so now if I run the same GROM command, you can see it return the two set. It shows our data has been put into the two partition. It will be useful, that's why I have given that. But everything, it will, without GROM you cannot understand that our data is the two partitions. Why? Suppose if you do the num2 and execute this, it is giving all the data. It does not make any differentiate for you. That is, partition is just for the how to store the data in the different different structure, right? Now take the num, and we have the some API max. So it will give what is the max data, and then we have the count, we have the main, as a, we can use the mean also, right? We can do the mean. So these are the methods out there. If you want to know all the method, just put the tab. It will show what are the other different APIs out there. So as per your requirement, you can use it, right? And that's it. Let me now call the one important API, that is called the reduce. So what is the reduce? So let me explain you. So what happen in reduce? So suppose this is your partition and we have the different data set. Once you moment you call the reduce, it will take all the data and pass through the method, whatever the method you provide for the reduce, and it will give the one output. Let me show you one something. So first take what is the data we have. So these are the data, right? Now I'm going to what I'm going to do, I have to add all the number. So what I will do, I will use the lambda expression, and I'm passing the first two data. So in this case 5 and 5, it will become the 10, then it will 4, 3, 2. So if you see the result, it is a 30. Instead of that, if you put the multiplication, so it will multiplication all the numbers, right? Or the 5 into 5 into 4 into 3 2 into 9 to 2, it will show the result. And even that, not only that, if you have any small method, you can call this method here. So let me suppose one method, if you want to get the highest number. So what I did, I passed the two number, it will compare to return and return one number. Again the third number will come, it will compare and give that. So this is 9 is the highest number, right? And even that, if you want to pass, you can pass any method here. So if you have any some big complex method that should be run on the each method, then you can pass. So I create one, and now you call this, right? And then you, instead of that, you can just pass the my method, so it will give the result. This is where we can do that. Okay. And another thing is that the take order. Suppose if you want to take the sorted data, first three if you want to take, so num and do the take ordered. So and I want the 3 first. So it is the first day we make the sorted order, then take the first 3 data, right? Now one important concept I'm going to tell is that this is called the fold. It's very important, useful when you do some calculation on your data. So what happen, you have the fold. Fold is that if you see in this method, the sum method, so sum started 30 is showing, 30 is the addition of all this number, right? 5 5 4 3 2 9 2. But if you want to start that addition with some predefined initial number, so what you have to do, then you have to use the fold. So let me take one example, then it will be easy for you. So if you see here, I've used the fold API and passing the 10. So what the 10 will do, the meaning of 10 is 2. One initial value is 10, is that it will 10 for the each partition, right? So in this case, num or the num data in the one partition, so for that 10, and second 10 is the initial value. So initial 10 and the each partition 10. So in my case, we have only one partition, so it will add the 10 plus 10 the initial, and total value was 30. So I'm expecting the result should be the 50, right? Now if you know the num2, let me show the num2. And num2 has the two partition, right? I showed you already. So if you do, they have the two partition, right? This is the one partition and this is two partition. Now here if I use the same fold, I should get the result 60. Why 60? Because sorry, num2, right? Num2. Why? 10 is the initial value and 10 for the each partition. So we have the two partition 20, 10 is the initial and 30 is the already or the sum of the elements. So 60. This is very important method. It is very useful that. And now in the next session, I'm going to use the all the important transformations. So I would recommend please visit the next video to see all the never transformation. So if you see in this video, I have explained this action part, and next video I'm going to use the transformation part. Please subscribe the video, and thank you for watching this.